So close your eyes and use your gentle exhale through your nose to arrive in your body. It's so easy to get outside of our bodies. It's funny, I was thinking last night, I talk about a lot of ways to arrive in the present, but a few things I haven't talked about are you can always do a few things before practice. Like if there's something that you want to do on a daily basis before practice or on a bi-weekly basis, however many times you practice with me, you might want to actually do these things just in the sort of 5 or 10 minutes before you come online, like light a candle, get a glass of water, maybe make a cup of coffee, depending on what time it is. There's lots of little rituals that you can do to arrive at your practice. I usually have some essential oil of some kind, and it's usually copaiba, and I usually make a scent tent and try and snort some in before I sit down. Whatever your ritual is, even if it's just closing your eyes, practice that. That's how it becomes embodied. It's like cues for your body and your mind to come to rest. It's like telling your body and your mind that this is your time. This is your 5 minutes. You're devoting it to your body, your nervous system, whatever your intention is for the class. Notice the miracle of your breath. I don't usually say that word, miracle, but it kind of fits here. We still don't understand everything about the breath, but it happens to you 15 times an hour, whether you try or not. Turn inward and notice its effect on your body. It's a very intimate act, breathing. We bring the cool outside, the dry outside air into our warm body temperature bodies. We filter it on the way in. And then when it gets to our lungs, it is separated and the oxygen is sent to every cell in our body. Just see if you can get a sense of that right now, in the next 3 breaths. If you're sitting on the floor, or even if you're sitting on a chair, maybe just check in with your shoulders. Are they over top of your hips, more or less? I've been reviewing my YouTube footage, and I think a lot of times I look like this. I've got one big shoulder way up in the air, so I'm going to really work at making both shoulders equally heavy. And now begin to lengthen your exhale. And sometimes I talk about maybe thinking the word inhale on the inhale and exhale on the exhale. Another way to do that is to say over and over again, exhaling, 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 exhaling. Sometimes I do that all the way down. It's a way to lengthen your exhale. So I say inhaling, and then through your nose, gently and slowly exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. See how that works? Inhale. So your inhale still stays quite bright, and then your exhale is very soft. Exhaling, exhaling. And just see, may your breath may be longer or shorter than mine. Continue on with that long, controlled, soft exhale. And with each exhale, your whole body gets soft. We're not doing anything right now. You don't need to be strong. We're just breathing. We're just working our nervous system and our respiratory system. And as you know, if you've been practicing faithfully here, they are interconnected. As you inhale, your heart speeds up a little. As you exhale, your heart slows down a little. As you inhale, you move a little towards sympathetic tone or active tone. And as you exhale, you move a little towards parasympathetic or passive or resting tone. That's why we ask you to lengthen your exhales as we want to move into parasympathetic tone. Parasympathetic tone is also the tone of repair. Last one, long, long exhale. Let's just slide really easily into some Nadi Shodhana. I'm going to do two-handed Nadi Shodhana today. I'm going to take my thumb, compress my right nostril, and exhale, inhale. You can keep that long exhale. Switch your hands or your fingers, you choose. Long exhale. Bright inhale. And remember, you have the option of looking like this. Just watch your breath here. Feel for heartbeat. Getting really sensitive, going deep inside. Don't worry, we're going to come back outside in a second to practice. Take these remaining 2 minutes to go deep inside. Feel anything that's happening in your lungs, your abdominal cavity, your pelvis, your belly, your forehead, even your hands. Can you soften your hands? After another couple of rounds, return your heavy hands to your thighs. Take a breath through both nostrils. So I try to kind of alternate. One day I try and do a little bit more lung building capacity, and then another day I try to do a little more nervous system work. Today was nervous system work. But we're still working on the respiratory system, working on that nitric oxide production that happens inside your nostrils, at the back of your throat, around your sinuses. Last breath. Let's start today with a twist. So bring your hands in front like animal paws so that I can see your palms. And then just inhale them up towards the sky. So your palms are facing me or your device, and then begin this climbing that we do. push one set of fingertips up towards the earth. You can be standing for this if you like. And then the other set, and you can do this on your breath. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. Really stretch as if you're getting something off the top shelf. Exhale down. Inhale up, lift your bum cheek off the cushion. Exhale down. And inhale up. We're lengthening the spine before we start the twist. Okay, everybody twist left. Inhale, come back to center, bring your palms up again, lift. So if you're lifting both bum cheeks, and then exhale, twist right. Hands come down, one hand on the knee, one hand behind you, just one breath, exhale. Long, straight spine, inhale, elevate. Exhale, twist. So we're practicing keeping our arms in close to our bodies. Exhale, twist. This will come in very handy if we ever get to go back into a yoga studio. Inhale, overhead. Couple more, exhale, twist. And remember to use that hand behind you on the floor. Inhale up. Beautiful. I love seeing your relaxed palms as you inhale overhead, exhale, twist. So we're combining postures and breath work here. Last time. Lift your shoulders up into the emergency position and then let them come back down. Do your best here. Find the edge of your range of motion. Lift high. And exhale, twist. Come back to center and find cat pose for me. Round your spine. Separate your fingertips on your knees or your legs and pull your belly button towards your spine. Drop your chin into your chest. Take a few breaths here. Now pause here and take a few more breaths. And as you breathe, breathe into your back body. Imagine your bottom ribs. You have a couple of little free floating ribs there at the bottom. Imagine that those little free floating ribs are just above your kidneys, are moving. Breathe into them. Imagine that if I had my hands on your ribs, that they would move into my hands. Last breath. And now, a little something different because I'm going to change up the sun salute a little bit today. Bring your hands to your QL muscles, your quadratus lumborum muscles. So they're just above. So if you're sitting or if you've come to hands and knees, come back to sitting. Bring your hands behind you and your fingers almost touch the middle of your bum or the floor or whatever comes first. And bring your elbows towards each other a little bit. And now you have your hands on your QL muscles. And then we're going to take a forward fold here. So whether you're in the chair or on the floor, if you're on the floor and if you're in the chair, you'll probably have an easier time balancing with your hands there. But if you're on the floor, you may lose your balance. You might need to remove your hands. Just take a couple of breaths here, breathing into your hands. Notice if your hands move. Can you get your breath that far down? Last one, really direct your breath into your spread hands, into your palms. Can you feel the tissues moving underneath your hands? Come back up. And now if you're seated on the ground, extend your legs in front of you. If you're on your chair, you're good. We're gonna do that thing where we walk backwards. You can walk just in place if you like, if you're on the floor, or you can walk your bum all the way to the back of your chair. I'm gonna come up to the chair to do it, but you can do this on the floor as well. I'd like you to have your hands just this in the same place on your QL muscles and just walk your way back and you'll feel those muscles tensing up and then untensing. So walk all the way to the back and then walk all the way forward. And you can even push your pelvis forward with your hands while you walk. Push it all the way forward so you get a big step with your pelvis. And then you kind of have to walk back a little slower because you don't have your hands to help you. Walk all the way back to the back of the seat, as far back as you can go. And then walk forward. You can come forward like in three or four steps. And then come to seated on the edge of your chair. If you're doing sun salute standing, it's a good time to work your way up to standing. And take a breath here in neutral pose. We're going to do our sun salutes, and a couple of times during the sun salutes, we're going to bring our hands to our back, just exactly where they were, just so we can feel our back energizing. Okay, here we go. We're going to go through pretty quickly because most of you know where we're going. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, long spine. Remember that big full breath. Exhale, long exhale. Inhale, right leg up, right foot back. Exhale, drop into the lunge or into the curl. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog, neutral pose. Just take a rest if you're on the chair. Inhale, forward, cobra pose or cow pose. Exhale, downward facing dog or cat pose. Push your chin into your chest and then inhale, right foot comes forward or left foot comes up. Exhale, curl. You can use your belly muscles for the curl. Inhale, up long. Everybody, forward fold. Place your hands on your QL muscles and then use them, activate them, pull yourself up, half lift. Exhale, back down, forward fold. Soften them up now, forward fold. And now activate them, up we go. Activate your belly and your QL muscles all the way up. And exhale, neutral pose. Let's do that other side. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. You can bring your hands back to your quadratus lumborum if you like. This will be so optional for the rest of the time. I find it really helpful. Inhale, long spine. Activate your back muscles. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with your left or pull your left in. Take a big curl. Use your belly muscles or drop down into your lunge. Inhale, pull your spine parallel to your shin bone. Exhale, downward facing dog or neutral pose. Inhale, ripple forward. Can you feel your quadratus lumborum here? Exhale, ripple back. If you're seated, inhale your right knee in. If you're on the floor, left foot comes forward. Exhale, curl. Use your belly muscles. Use your QL muscles even. Inhale, long spine. Use those QLs to push you down, your bum cheeks down. Everybody, forward fold. QL if you want. Inhale, half lift. A little variation for the sun salute. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Exhale, neutral. That was beautiful. Here we go. Second one. I'm going to extend my legs. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, dive forward. I'll do this in a little faster. Inhale, half lift. Maybe shift back. So you've got your hands on your legs, but you're still feeling those QL muscles and those belly muscles. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right foot back or in. Set up your lunge, set up your long spine, and then exhale, curl. Use your belly, use your back muscles. Chair yoga does not have to be gentle, but it can be. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, hands to knees, neutral pose, downward facing dog on the floor. Ripple through. Inhale. Lengthen those QL muscles. Exhale, lengthen them again, but tuck your pelvis. Step your right foot forward or pull your left knee into your chest. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, everyone forward folds. Use those QL muscles. Here we go. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. That's a muscular thing, that half lift. Inhale up, as if you're half lifting through mayonnaise. Exhale, neutral. Other side, where are your shoulders? Bring them down. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, dive. Inhale, half lift. Push against my hand on your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back with your left, pull your left in. And then exhale, curl down, drop down into whichever pose you have here. Inhale, long, long spine. Exhale, neutral pose, downward facing dog. Inhale, up dog. And you know you can always stay in downward facing dog instead of doing that up dog, right? Left foot comes forward or right knee comes up. Exhale, drop down. Really round your spine, lengthen your QL muscles, and then inhale long. Use those quadratus lumborae to push into your chair. And then everybody forward fold. Muscular half lift. This is what tones the waist, tones the belly, tones the back. Exhale, fold. I'm noticing a huge difference in my body from doing this every day. Exhale, neutral pose. Let's do some twisting here. Maybe everyone can stand up here and just come out of the chair and just let your arms go twisting side to side. You can twist as high or as low. You can do it actively, or you can do it softly. But there is one thing that everybody's doing here, and that is that we're pressing all the toes of our feet into the floor. All 10 toes. Feel those 10 gumdrop toes. Big gumdrops of the big toes, and then progressively smaller gumdrops of the little toes. Feel the half moon of your foot, and feel the circle or the oval of your heels. And as you push those into the floor, what that will do is keep your hips solid, especially if your hips still feel like they're moving a lot. Push your big toes into the floor. See if that will stabilize your hips a little bit. I want this twist in the back. Last few breaths, just loosening up your spine, getting all that fresh fluid in there. And then we're going to forward fold. So however that looks for you, if you want to stay standing, you can. If you want to sit down, forward fold, maybe widen your feet hip width apart. And take a few breaths in forward fold. So you can find any variations that you like here. Bend your knees a little bit if you like. Slide your hands under your feet if you like. Or just grab onto your ankles, your shins, even your upper legs. Wherever you can grab on, use a little bit of arm muscle and pull yourself down. One more breath. Make your way back up to standing or seated. We're going to do tree pose. So if you're standing, you already know how to do tree. If you're seated, you might want to move back a little bit. And then you might want to you can pull your foot into your leg. So my right foot is on my left leg. It's up to you if you're standing. Bring your right foot to your left leg if you like. Standing, this is a balancing pose. You can still do the forward fold though. So take a deep inhale. You can stay standing up or you can begin to fold a little bit forward. That really makes a challenge for the balance. Don't go too far. But if you're seated, you might want to go a little further. Take a few breaths. Can you feel your QL muscle on the right side? I can definitely feel mine. This is a little more effective for that when you're sitting because you're not trying to balance. We'll do this again at the end of practice. Push your way back up. Switch sides. So if you felt a little off balance or difficult on the other side, move back a little in the chair. If it's not possible to bring your leg into your foot into your leg, you can bring it across your thigh. So find that tree pose. Even out your pelvis. Lean your extended heel into the floor and find a little bit of a forward fold here. That should get right into your quadratus lumborum on the left side. If you're standing, you have a drishti or a gazing point a little bit in front of you to help you balance. Push your foot into your leg and your leg into your foot to build strength. Take one more breath. And then gently come up. Step your feet wide. So if you're standing, you're stepping wide off your mat. If you're on the chair, wiggle forward to the edge of the chair, spread your legs as wide as you can, and lean over to one side. So one leg. I'm going to bring my right arm up and over. Be careful that you're not too close to the edge of your chair here. Take a few breaths. And then forward fold, bring your torso or the middle of your chest towards your knee. Changes the stretch here, but you might be able to feel this in your QL on the right side. That's where I'm feeling it. And now we're going to journey across the center. If you're standing or if you're on the chair and you can reach, then you might use your fingers to spider walk across the floor. Come to the other leg, right leg. pull your torso towards your right knee. Take a breath. Can you feel it in that spot where you had your hands? Please don't straighten your knees here. Have a tiny bit of a bend. And now we're going to bring the arm up and over. So you're facing front. And you're getting a big side stretch. Left arm is up. Right arm is on your leg. Beautiful. Come back up to center. Bend your knees, wide, wide goddess. Sink your right shoulder towards your left foot. And your left shoulder towards your right foot. Come back up to center. And let's do boat pose. We haven't done abdominals for a while. So if you're standing, come to the floor and come into boat pose. I'm going to turn sideways on my chair, but you can be not sideways. This conveniently has a little shelf to hold me up in boat pose, but this is boat pose. And it can be one-legged boat pose. You can have both hands on one leg. I'll tell you when to switch. Come into your first boat pose. We usually do 3. Deepen your breath, lift your chest towards the ceiling. Do your best here. Boat pose is vigorous. Push your chest towards the ceiling. A little more, a little more, a little more. Switch legs if you're doing one side. Lift your chest towards the ceiling. Lift, lift, lift. Last breath. Forward fold. Take that forward fold, whatever it looks like. Take a rest. One more breath. Second variation, come on up. Take whatever variation you're going to take. Take your boat pose. We're going to do little tiny crunchy things here. So we're going to pull, if you're in bilateral, if you have both legs up, you're just pulling your knees into your chest a little bit. Just a couple of little pulses here. If you've got one knee up, just pull your one knee into your chest. Lean back here until you feel your abs kick in a little bit. Switch legs if you're doing one. Little tiny pulses just before we do that forward fold. So here you feel your belly working. Your belly is soft, strong. And now I'd like you to make it soft. You can even cross your legs here. Forward fold. Big rest. Hang your head, soften your belly, take a breath. You can make these as strenuous or as relaxing as you like. Do one leg if it's too much. We're going to do sexy jellyfish for our last one. Come back up into your boat pose. Sexy jellyfish can be one-legged sexy jellyfish. Lift one leg in the air, lean back until you feel a tugging in your abdominal muscles, and then turn yourself into a jellyfish. So this is one-sided sexy jellyfish. This is bilateral sexy jellyfish. Find all kinds of random fluid motions like a jellyfish. Switch sides if you're only doing one side. Deepen your breath for the last few. Find a place you haven't gone yet, and now we'll do a forward fold. Exhale, fold, get really soft in the belly. Working and resting. That's how we get soft and strong. Take a deep inhale, soften your belly, exhale. Come back up to neutral. Final quadratus lumborum stretch. We're going to come into a figure 4. If you're on the floor, You look like this. It's called supine pigeon. You can come into regular pigeon if you like, but I think in some ways this is more valuable, and it certainly is a better stretch for your QL. So, right foot is on my left knee. My right foot is quite alive. Look at my right hand on my right knee, and I'm sort of pushing it away a little bit. And then I'm going to take my forward fold. Really stabilize your left foot on the floor and take your forward fold. Just slowly and carefully. If you're on the floor, you're pulling your legs towards you. Interlace your fingers behind your upper thigh. Deepen your breath and find a few millimeters more depth here. Can you feel this in your QLs? Gently release. Maybe there's a little traction with the right hand on your hip, and then find a few little hip circles. You can do that on the floor as well. Right knee's going around. And then switch. Stabilize your right foot on the floor. Bring your left knee up or your left foot up. Notice any popping or cracking or anything that you have to do to adjust for comfort here. Find that long spine, same on the floor, long spine, and then pull your legs towards you. Exhale, fold if you're seated. And remember that you find the depth of your pose on the exhale. Remember how much we practice the exhale at the beginning of class. Practice it again. Long exhale. When you learn to soften and stretch on the exhale, everything changes in yoga. Your progress becomes exponential. Last breath. Gently unfold. Unwind. Take a few little flutter kicks each leg. Take a couple of ankle circles before we relax. If you're on the floor, you can just grab your ankles and rotate them, or lie on your back and rotate them. Go in both directions. Make sure you do both feet. Notice if, with all this work that you've done over the last little while, notice if you've got any extra smoothness in some of these moves. I know that I have. Oh, we didn't do the ball. Oh well. We'll do that tomorrow. Extend your feet in front of you. And just notice your feet, notice your toes. Notice the footprints on the floor. If you're lying down, you can come back to Shavasana whenever you're ready. Do a little body scan. But for this body scan, use your long exhale. Remember, exhale, 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 exhale. Do that. And let those little exhales trickle all over the body, starting at the head, shoulders, pelvis, legs, knees, ankles. Do that 3 times, as if someone was dripping warm chocolate all over you. It's dribbling down like a sundae. Last one. Big, long exhale. Soften your toes, your fingers. Find the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers and just investigate, see if there's any tension there. What can you let go here? What can you let go out there too? But for now, let's let go in here. Soften your jaw, your tongue, teeth, your lips. Widen the space between your eyebrows. Soften your hairline. Release your ears down. Make your shoulders very heavy. And spread your right hand on your chest. So extend your fingers wide. You can do this lying down as well. Cover as much of your chest bone as you can, your ribs. And then place the other hand also wide over top of it. So you have two heavy hands on your chest. And then soften again on an exhale and just notice the effect of those heavy hands. This also slows down your heart. It's very hard to get soft here, but see if you can get completely soft. And now begin to brighten up again. So push against your hands with your breath. Deepen your breath a little. Wiggle your toes a little. Take a final breath. Push your fingers wide apart here. Release your hands to your knees, palms up. Smile a little, pull your shoulders back. Flutter your eyes open. Look at the day. Begin to come back to the outside world. Back to being available for people. Back to getting things done. Sasha's groaning because it means schoolwork. Let's see if you can take some of these yoga snacks with you, some of the softness with you into the rest of your day. Thank you so much, everyone.